Hello, this is Naja Tao, and I've been doing a series of conversation starter questions that are philosophical or hypothetical in nature. This question, like all the others so far, is from conversationstartersworld.com. And the question is, why do we judge ourselves by our intentions, but judge others by their actions? I had to think for a while about this question because I think we do this. Um, and I decided that the main reason that we do this is because most of our instincts, like this one, are designed so that we can live another day. And I think that judging ourselves in this different way from the way we judge others helps us to navigate the world. Um, I took a lot of notes, so I'm going to be looking at my notes. But I'm going to start with judging other people by their actions. We have to judge other people by their actions, not their intentions. If someone treats us badly, we lose the resources that they took. We can try to predict if someone's going to hurt us through criticism and judgment of their actions, not their intentions. Someone's intentions just aren't nearly as important to strategizing our lives around that person as the results of their actions. I think that knowing their intentions does help us to assess whether or not they're going to be doing it again or doing it regularly. I think it helps. It's not perfect. Um, but I do think that judgment and criticism of others is a lower spiritual vibration. And I'm not exactly sure what I even mean by that. But I asked Google Gemini to talk to me about what Buddhism has to say about the judgment and criticism of others. And it said that the desire to find fault fosters a sense of superiority and comparison and dissatisfaction. It said trying to change or control others is futile and only creates suffering. It said that it's impossible to know the full picture. It's impossible to know all the little complexities involved. Judgments are based on partial, limited views, and they are often wrong or incomplete. And it also said that the alternative to judgment and a desire for things to be different is wise discernment and wise criticism. Wise criticism is motivated by a desire to help the person, not to satisfy your own ego or vent your frustration. It's directed at the bad behavior and not someone's core identity. And it's given while recognizing the limits of one's own knowledge. Wise discernment is seeing things as they are, that is, without the warping effects of personal bias, without the confusion that leads to feeling a need to cling to what is desired or reject what is unpleasant. So, in my opinion, judgment is kind of like this quick, inaccurate way to reduce a problem down to where you can strategize more easily with it. And I think that judgment of others' actions is trying to help us survive, but it can rob us of our peace or our clarity of thinking. Um, Moving on to how we judge ourselves based on our intentions, I think that it's less harsh to judge yourself based on your intentions. Um, I haven't fully fleshed out what I think about empathy and adding more layers of the picture in there, helping with empathy. So I'm not really going to go there right now, but I do think that it's less harsh to judge based on intentions, and so it can kind of help preserve your self-compassion, self-esteem. And I think on a more practical level, judging yourself based on your intentions helps you to control your actions. If you can understand your motivations, there's hope that you can control your actions. And I kind of equate your intentions with your motivations. If you try to control your actions without understanding your motivations or your intentions, you'll probably fail. And you need to control your actions in order to live with others, in order to survive society. So in conclusion, I think that judging others by their actions helps us to survive. And I think judging ourselves by our intentions helps us survive. And I say this stuff about judgment, but I am far from perfect. I'm very judgy myself. I like what Buddhism has to say on a variety of topics, but it's very hard to recognize the best thing to do in the moment sometimes as a human with all these chemicals and hormones and stuff circulating throughout your body all the time. But I'm trying my best, and I know you probably are too. But if you have any comments about anything I've said in this video, or if you have an answer of your own to the question, why do we judge ourselves by our intentions, judge others by their actions, please leave those comments in the comments section of this video. And while you're at it, if you could leave a like or subscribe, that would help me out too. Actually, I think if you leave a dislike, it helps me out. But I'm going to color a little bit, and I'm going to talk a little bit about something that I've been thinking about that's kind of related to this topic, but a little more loosely, because coloring just kind of relaxes me and different stuff pops out of my mouth. So I colored in a little bit of this because I shot the video a couple times already, and there were issues with it, so I had to re-record. But I was thinking of just how it almost seems like I'm dealing with a different species when I deal with people locally versus the internet, especially on like YouTube. In person, most of the people who I interact with they really try to put themselves in other people's shoes. They're very empathetic, and they're very kind, and thoughtful. And when I get on YouTube, it's like judgy, 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 judgy. And I don't know if it's because I have an inclination to click on videos that are like kind of YouTube drama sometimes. I really try to limit that because I know it's bad for me. It's bad for me. It's bad for the person they're talking about. It's bad for the person they're gossiping about. It's bad for the person doing the gossiping. or the judgment. So I know it's just bad all around, but I just keep getting sucked into it. But yeah, it's like, I go to my writing group, and it's a group of usually around 8 people doing creative writing, and they're just the sweetest people, and they have really they really make an effort to try to understand where the other authors in the group are coming from. And I've heard that reading increases your empathy. So I wonder, like, is there something about YouTube videos that decreases people's empathy? Like, what is going on there? My therapist suggested that it might be kind of like the effect that driving a car has on people. Because you could be talking to somebody and they are really pleasant and have interesting and thoughtful things to say, and they're just polite and they're great people. But if you put them behind the wheel of a car and you stress them out and maybe they can't see the other drivers, you might have somebody who like honks or cuts people off, or they, swerve, or they drive crazy or something like that. And I think that's very insightful. I think people do enter and exit different modes of thinking. Um, I was thinking about that today. And I've introduced turquoise to this, and I like the dark turquoise. I'm not thrilled about the light turquoise. Might have to change that. I think purple would be a disaster in this picture. I think purple would be a disaster. Maybe I could get away with green. I don't know. I feel like I'm running out of reds and browns, though. But anyway, I'm going to leave this here. So thank you for watching. I hope that you'll keep watching. I'm going to try to make it to 100 videos, and I hope you'll stick with me to the 100. All right. Goodbye.